In the previous lesson, we worked with materials, with textures, procedural maps, and mapping. And we started to apply materials throughout our scene. And you can see here I have created more and I have applied more materials, defining all the various areas, also additional curtain walls with the division, and I applied the glass. For the glass, I'm using basic glass from the material library VX because it's pretty light and not heavy. Try to also take off the displacement. We talked about displacement in the previous video, and sometimes it comes with the material, especially if you're using Blender kit. So try to take it off. So just unplug it. Otherwise, everything could become too heavy. And as you can see here, I've started to work also in the interior and adjusting the mapping with using Magic UV to adjust the mapping, which we explained in the previous lesson. And so continue to set up your work here. And also when you have like repeated elements, unless they are an array, you probably want to join them to make the conversion quicker. So you do Control J to join them. And just to show you also the multi-material. So you can get a multi-material by joining, or you can assign it later. So if you apply the material before, and you can see here that I have 3 materials here because probably each one of these had its own. So that's not really good. Try to avoid creating like copies and copies of the material. Try to reuse the existing materials. Also, I'm going to show you how you can purge and how you can also do other operations with textures that are really important in this video. So, and also we're going to go back to the mapping. So we're going to continue in this. So I deleted all the materials from there by going in the materials properties here, and I'm going to apply one that I created, but for now, maybe I'll change my mind. And there you go. So now this is one material. Let's work with the glass. So here you have glass 20, glass 18, glass 19. And again, you don't want to have all those materials. So if we join, so Control J or right click and join. Let me also activate the screencast keys here. And so I can remove all of that and just apply the basic glass again from the libraries, and that's working fine for me. So this is one way, again, to create multi-materials. If I join these together again with Ctrl J, you can see I have 2 materials. Now the other way we can do this, so if I don't have any material at all, is by going into the material, going into the object in the edit mode, and then select, well, first let's assign an overall material. So let's go here and apply again one of the material that you have at your disposal. Not this, let me change. So let's apply template image. Okay, and then to put the different material on the glass panel, I will go to edit mode, select all the glass panels here. So you can also click, be careful here, let's just use the selection so you don't move anything. Okay, so shift and select. You can see we have triangles here. Make sure you select both sides, and then we create a new material here. We don't create a new material down here because we already have it. We have basic glass, and then we need to click on assign, and that's the other way. Again, we can create multiple materials within one object. So go around, make sure the mapping is good in every part, especially work on your render view. So go into your camera and see if everything looks good from this point of view. And we're also going to start to render a little bit to make some tests. So I'm also going to suggest you one tool that is perfect for testing the materials. And so use that instead of like rendering the entire scene. So if you do Control B, you're going to see this kind of double line which cross, so horizontal and vertical line. And then we can click and drag, and we can render just one portion of the image. Of course, we need to switch from material preview and go in render mode. So there you go. Now we can see only this part. And we can see, okay, yeah, the materials are working fine. We're going to talk about rendering next in the next videos, but here I also applied the denoise, which is going to remove the noise in the scene, but you can also take it off. And you will see all these dots, that's the noise. But the more you increase the quality of the render, the less noise you will see. So anyway, if you want, you can activate this to see a little bit more neat in a way. Okay, once you're ready, you can deactivate the region render by going in the sidebar, View tab, Render Region. So this is when you activate it. You can also deactivate it by doing Ctrl-Alt-B. And so you need to rerun if you pause the render. So you can see here is render everything. And I'm just going to stop it because there is more work to do. And one thing I want to do is telling you how you can get, well, a nice lighting without actually working with the lighting. So I didn't add any light in here. I'm only using the light from the outside. So let me play this back. And I want to get out of the camera so we can move out the scene. You can see everything outside, it's pretty bright. So this setting is good when you are in an interior. So make sure you place some nice big windows all around. And once you do that, you can go in the environment and you can use just an HDRI. So in this case, I've uploaded an HDRI for the environment. I removed the sky texture, which we used before, but I'm keeping the sun because the sun can be useful to add some extra natural light coming from the outside. So, or you can use the sky as we explained in the environment lesson. So I can point this sunlight to go inside my scene, and I can work with both the environment and the sunlight here. So I would probably use like some yellowish temperature, and here you can set up the strength and the exposure. And then let's go back in. So now I will probably see also some light coming in. But anyway, we're going to talk about rendering in another lesson. What I want you to do here is, just set up this so that you can see something inside. Otherwise, let's put like 1 here to the strength of the environment. You would probably see something really dark like this, and you will only be able to see the little lights from some assets that you imported and some emissive material, and everything will be too dark to test the materials. This is what we're doing right now. So we need the environment just to test the materials in here. So make sure you have enough light to see what's going on in terms of materials. I'm just gonna pause or quit the rendering part right now because again, we wanna concentrate more on how to manage materials and that stuff before we move on. And I also want to show you some specific issues about materials and texture. So apply the other materials by using the multi-material technique, or you can just separate parts. For example, here, if you want, you can separate parts of the mesh, and then once you separate it, just apply a single material. And I got this one here also from Blender Kit, and it's a striped parquet. It's a procedural parquet. So from here, I can change the sides and everything else. So if you're looking for specific materials and you don't have time to create them, just use here Blender Kit. So you go up here, look for like, for example, tiling or tiles or parquet, whatever you're looking for, and just click and drag, apply, see if it works, and move on. Okay, now one thing I want to show you about materials that use external data, like textures. So for example, this one here is using an external data, and you can tell